The World Cup is underway and the whole world is watching. But do you know how to talk about the teams and outcomes of the matches in English? This is the Learn English podcast, and today we're continuing our World Cup vocabulary series. We are covering the vocabulary Americans use to describe the biggest stories of the tournament. That way you can understand native speakers and have confident conversations in English. Are you ready to learn these sports terms? Then let's begin. Let's start with the defending champion. The defending champion is the team that won the last World Cup and is now competing to try and win it again. You might also hear this called the reigning world champion. Right now, that team is Argentina, since they won the last World Cup in 2022. And you'll hear people wonder if they can defend their title or repeat. This is a way of asking if they can win the tournament again. Even though Argentina won the tournament last time, they are not the favorite this time. When a team is called the favorite, it means that most people expect them to win. You might also hear that a certain team is favored. That is just another way of expressing this idea. So you can have a team that is favored to win a particular match or to win the entire tournament. This year, Spain enters the World Cup as the favorite to win it all. You might hear someone say that Spain is heavily favored, or that Spain is the team to beat. This is just saying that they are the team that most people think will win. Even though Spain is the favorite, there are other teams who are good and might win as well. And a term you might hear when people are talking about these teams is dark horse. A dark horse is a team that is not expected to win, but is still good and has a real chance of surprising everyone. They're not the favorite, but they're not easy to beat either. Think of them as an upper middle team that is expected to advance to the knockout rounds, but not expected to win it all. You'll hear sports commentators on TV talk about their dark horse picks, and you might even hear another great American expression, which is, don't sleep on them. For example, someone might say, don't sleep on Japan. They're a dark horse. Don't sleep on them means don't underestimate them. Don't count them out just yet because they might surprise you. The underdog is the opposite of the favorite. An underdog is a team that is not expected to win and is considered the weaker team going into the match or the tournaments. Americans love an underdog story. There is something deeply American about rooting for a team that no one believes in, so you will hear this word constantly during the World Cup. So what happens when an underdog actually wins? This is called an upset. An upset is when the team that was not expected to win beats the team that was favored. You might hear the phrase pull off an upset, which is just another way of expressing this idea that a team unexpectedly won their match. For example, when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in the opening of the last World Cup, that was a massive upset. Saudi Arabia pulled off one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Upsets are what make tournaments like the World Cup so unpredictable and so exciting to watch. And when an underdog keeps winning, that's called a Cinderella story. You probably know the fairy tale of Cinderella, a poor girl who magically ended up at the ball and captured the prince's heart. In sports, a Cinderella story is the same idea. A Cinderella story occurs when an underdog keeps winning longer than people thought was possible. This gets people's attention and the whole world starts rooting for them. For example, Morocco was the Cinderella story of the last World Cup because they were an underdog that ended up beating Spain and Portugal to reach the semifinals. These runs are exciting and seem magical. But just like the fairy tale, the magic eventually ends and Cinderella has to go home. In real life, a team that has a Cinderella run usually doesn't make it all the way to the end of the tournament. So will there be another Cinderella team this year? We'll have to wait and see. And that is your World Cup vocabulary for today. Now you know how to talk about the teams and the stories of the tournament just like a native speaker. And if you want to review these vocabulary terms before you use them, be sure to check out the description of this podcast for the full vocabulary list. Leave a comment below and tell me who is your favorite to win the World Cup this year. And if you want more World Cup vocabulary, make sure you subscribe because we have more episodes coming throughout the tournament. I'll see you next time, and until then, keep learning English.